Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds podcast. In this episode, we're going to be finishing up our sit-down with the Krisle Boys. If y'all missed part one, y'all be sure to tune in to the last episode to kind of catch up and get all up to date on where we're at with this episode. And we're going to finish this one out. It's been a great episode so far, last week's, and rolling into this week. So, very much looking forward to dropping this episode, and I think y'all will really enjoy it. Before we get too far ahead, let's go ahead and hit our motivational quote and Bible verse for the week. Motivational quote is, "The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow." And then our Bible verse is going to be coming from, which one did I have? From Romans 15:13, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit." So that's our motivational quote and Bible verse for the week. This weekend, we are rolling into the opening day for dog season here in Virginia. Definitely looking forward to it. It was a crisp 40 degrees up here today, so it kind of teased us. I don't think we're going to quite get that lucky this weekend to have it nice and cold, but hopefully that'll keep the rut alive. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I'm not an expert in following the rut or anything like that, but I know cold weather always makes me get excited for hunting season, so hopefully a little bit more cold weather to keep rolling in, and we can enjoy opening day. I know a lot of the other states that are able to run hounds are already into their season, and so hope everybody is going to have a good, safe deer hunting season, and that we can all enjoy the sound of the hound, guys. So y'all be safe, be smart, guys. Enjoy yourselves. This is going to be a fun year for everybody, I do believe, and I hope so at least. Excuse me, got the hiccups. But I preach it all year long, guys, and now it's time to put it into play. Be smart, think before you act. Just remember, guys, think before you act. Think before you do. Think about every decision you make. Enjoy it. Have fun. Enjoy the camaraderie. Enjoy the dogs. Enjoy everything about it. But be smart. Be safe. Be smart. And have fun, guys. Good luck, everybody out there. And we are going to get into this episode right now. Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds podcast. This is your home for field trialing and deer dog hunting. It'll be stories and discussions on the world of dog hunting. So let's drop the gate, cast your hounds, and get ready for another episode of the Hounds podcast. The Hounds podcast is proud to partner again with Outdoor Dog Supply for the 2025 year. Outdoor Dog Supply is the leader in online garment sales with their world-class trade-in programs. The guys are not just a business, they're houndsmen and women too. They test their products out in the field, put them to the test, get the latest in garment equipment, and they stay locked and loaded and ready with field trial equipment, collars, leashes, and so much more. Visit their website today at outdoordogsupply.com, and we want to thank Outdoor Dog Supply for their support not only for the podcast, but in field trials across the country. When you're looking for your next purchase in equipment, make sure you keep Outdoor Dog Supply in mind. Now, let's get this episode going, guys. There's definitely a couple things I want to dive into on all that right there. So, first I want to talk about the family stuff, man. Right. Like you said, it's definitely a family affair. I've noticed that if not every video, almost all the videos, it's you or at least one of your brothers or your dad out there every time. Y'all are always out there. All of them usually have cameras on them. You're grabbing footage from all kinds of different angles, which is awesome. So, I really have a ton of respect for that, and it's great that you have them on board, not only for helping you out while you're working in the background, for the part that people don't get to see, but they're also helping you grab that footage. You can hear the communications back and forth between all of y'all. It really is a neat to see, and y'all do a really great job of representing that as well, and showing the hound community and others outside the hound community that it's not just a sport. It is a family affair for a lot of us out there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're exactly right. Yeah, it's definitely not just a sport. Like, I mean, it's you know, to me, man, it's everything. Like, it's everything I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I think when a young man grows up at a hunting club, it produces a different breed of boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you're growing up. You know, just all the camaraderie and the folks you're growing up around, especially a dog hunting club, because you got to communicate and work with everybody. You know, you got to have a relationship with these fellas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And you learn, you know, manners, how to act, respect, you know, the do's and don'ts of life, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole aspect of being in nature. And, you know, hey man, when that tailgate drops on Saturday morning, that's my church.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
agreed.
It's brought me, you know, incredibly close to God. Like, I mean, really, like, I mean, that's something that's, you know, that's what a lot of folks don't really realize, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more happening than just chasing a deer and trying to kill a deer.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. I agree 110%. It's when you're out there and, you know, if we're, you know, talking about the being your church thing, I'm with you on that. You know, when I'll take, and if I'm out of the chase, you know what I mean by when I'm saying that. You know, I can hear the dogs singing. I'm out there in the beautiful woods that God's put out there for us, and I can turn that little handheld radio off and just be in that presence of that. And that's when I feel closest to God, honestly. I really do. And I feel like that's kind of what you're pointing towards, is that kind of idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see it, man. You can hear it. You know what I'm saying? You can feel it. You know, it's funny. And God has a sense of humor, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he'll put you in situations just to mess with you sometimes. I feel like, you know, it's pretty funny. But you know, and you know, I tell people all the time, you know, I appreciate the bad days. You know what I mean? I thank God for the bad days, because them bad days is what makes a good day.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but it's neat the situations you'll find yourself in, and it's like, man, there's no way this is a coincidence. You know, like, if I was just 5 steps over there, this never would have happened. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or if I didn't stop in this moment to hear that one dog across the drive, just in that little split second, I never would have killed this deer. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That's
and it's funny, in such an action-packed style hunting that we do, it's those moments where you slow down and realize, like, man, there's so much more to this. So much more. Yeah, I love it, man. I love that. It's a great. It's just a great analogy that you have there. You know, it's a great circumstance that you just put out there, and I absolutely love that. You know, and I'm sure, you know, being with the family too. You know, that's y'all's bonding time as well.
Oh, 100.
You know.
Yeah. It's I like to think of it probably as probably the foundation of everything. You know what I mean? Because we've always been, you know, we're very tight. Like, you know, me and my brothers and my dad and mom and Megan too. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't really go to the dog club much, but you know, we're all very, very tight, and that's something I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, I mean, you know, I'll speak for me personally, and you know, I don't know how it is for y'all, but me and my dad, you know, we're very active people. We're on the run. We're doing stuff all the time. You know, he's got his stuff. He's got cows and work, and I've got work, and I've got field trial dogs and the podcast and my own family, so we're running. But when middle of November hits and dog season starts, that's from sun up to sundown. We're within shot of each other. We're within earshot. We're within radio CB shot of each other, and that's our time to slow down. I mean, we'll take some times and we'll just sit there and we'll just be around each other, just talking. You don't really necessarily mean to. That's not like the goal that you're going out there to do, but it just kind of happens, you know. And that's our time where nothing else in the real world matters. It's all the dogs, it's all family, it's all just being around and being in the moment. And I think that's the special times that I carry with me as far as what it means to me as, with family and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can 100% relate to that. I think you're spot on.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I think you kind of touched on it a little bit here, with the family stuff as well. But before that, you had said, obviously the get-go of the YouTube channel was kind of just hey, I don't know how to put it on the big screen. Let's put it on the big screen through YouTube kind of deal. So, but it's grown into so much more. And I know you kind of touched on it, but I'd like to really kind of dig into it a little bit more, when you get to having a name and being on a platform where you can use, what is some of the things that, where does your mindset go when it comes to using your page for dog hunting?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for me, pretty much it's, I'll take it very seriously. It's one of the things where it's like, okay, I can't be making, I can't do nothing stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like I accept the responsibility and the eyes that's on me.
Right.
I understand the responsibility and I accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely very important to set a good example, and to be a good representation. Like if you got millions of people looking at you and associating you with dog hunting, there's a lot of kids that watch that channel,
right?
So it's a responsibility for sure, and it's something that we take very seriously, and we try to cross our T's and dot our I's, and just kind of be who we are pretty much. And it's just, I think that's probably our main goal is to set a good example, and maybe for the next generation, because my whole life growing up, I've always heard dog hunting's gonna be a thing of the past. It's a dying thing, yada yada. Well, I'm gonna try my best to prove them wrong.
Exactly.
Pretty much. And I think the only way to do that is to get the younger generation interested, and not only interested, but to kind of teach the safe way to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And kind of be a good example on stuff like that.
Yep, I agree with you. And I caught a lot of slack when I first started the podcast, and I'm sure you probably did too with the YouTube channel. From guys that were probably local, probably close to you, probably that you wanted the support, but you may have gotten the not knowing enough about it kind of thing, and going off of old school mentality, I guess I would say. I hear it a lot with the podcast and just talking to some of the older guys and some of the guys that might not know any better or know any different or have a viewpoint that they're set on. And I hear a lot of social media is going to ruin dog hunting. Well, I'm with you on this. In if we only allow the guys that aren't using social media the right way to control the narrative, then that is going to be accurate. But if you got guys like y'all, that are doing their best to put good quality stuff out there and showing the ethical, the responsible side of hound hunting and how beautiful this sport can be and how great it can be. You know, if we don't have guys that are putting those kind of videos out there and information for people to see firsthand, then those older guys or those guys that are saying that it's going to be the death is going to be right. You got to have these good videos, these good, all right, yep, I shot the deer, I had 1 shot, 2 shot, he's down and he's dead, you know, that kind of deal. You know, hey, the dogs aren't doing anything crazy. Look, they're just being dogs. They're just chasing the deer. You know, this is what we do. You know, hey, I understand where I'm at with all my guys around me. You know, if that's the biggest thing that I caught from y'all's channel, and I respect it so much because I'm rambling on here, but I had a few people hit me up about y'all's channel, and I don't like to get guests on that if I can help it. Now, sometimes I'm sure I've, you know, not everybody's perfect, but I knew with y'all being a social media social media platform, that I wanted to watch what y'all are doing before I just jumped on here and said, hey, you got cool videos, come on here and let's talk dogs, you know. I wanted to make sure that y'all are doing and, you know, everything in a good manner and respectful way, and y'all kill it, man. Y'all are awesome with it. So I definitely appreciate that. And, you know, I don't know how I feel like that's kind of where you're at with the whole thing as well. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong there. The Hounds Tales podcast would like to take a minute and talk about our friends over at Cajun Lights. When pleasure running at night or judging those nighttime field trials, put your trust in Cajun Lights. With the economical Cajun Bayou for the every now and then light user, the Cajun Micro for the nighttime feeds, and the top-level Cajun Blinder for those hardcore crossings. The Cajun Lights are headlamp-style lights that free up your hands for voice recorders or your GPS. They offer flood-style lights in red, amber, and white walking lights. Then the top-of-the-line 4-level main beam light. If you're having a hard time catching crossings at night, give the Cajun Light a try on the red and amber setting to catch the game with the easy flick of a switch and go right back to your main beam light and see your hounds in action. Visit our website today at CajunLights.com and check out and make sure you fill out the survey and select Hounds Tales Podcast to receive 5% off your next purchase from Cajun Lights. Now let's get back to the episode, guys.
No, absolutely, and I appreciate that too. Thank you for that. No, we caught a little bit of that as far as stuff like that, you know, and I'm with you. I agree with you. I think that it's just kind of that old school thinking a little bit, which, you know, a lot of times is right, but in this particular scenario, it's not. So right. it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, what it is. It's a double-edged sword. You know, if people like us didn't exist to show the right way, then yeah, you're right. The wrongdoers will drown it out for sure. Mm-hmm. But so it's kind of important to run with it. And the thing is, like, if you do nothing, and guess what, it will be a thing of the past for sure. My son, you know, I don't have kids yet, but hopefully one day I will. You know, my son won't ever get to experience the things that I got to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll be dang. You know, that ain't, no.
I'm with you.
We figured that as we continue to grow and, you know, we're not nowhere near as big as we're going to be, I think. I really think we're going to end up getting a lot bigger than we are. We got 40,000, almost 41,000 subscribers on YouTube right now.
That's incredible.
And so I want 100, you know, in the next few years, but anyway, and that's all for just because, you know, I really and truly do think that it's stuff like that that's going to save dog hunting. Because matter of fact, just prime example, you know, just this deer season, I've had about 6 or 7 different fellas come up to me. One in particular, just this past Saturday, group of fellas we was hunting with, come up and said, "Hey man," he said, just to make a long story short, basically, the fella sent my friend here, he sent him a screenshot of himself on a video on YouTube. And it was one of our videos.
Right.
said, "Hey, I'm watching you on TV, you know," and this guy is like, he hates dog hunters, absolutely hates them. And he said, "Yeah," he said, "Wait a minute, what you doing watching a dog hunting video?" And the fella said, "Man," because he's like, "I thought you hate dog hunting, you know."
Right.
The fella said, "Man, I've always hated dog hunters, but I love watching these guys." He said, "Man, I could watch them." He's like, "You know, I just had some bad apples on the property next to me." He said, "These boys are cool to watch, and they seem to do it right."
Love that. Love that.
You know, you amplify that on a bigger scale. You know that I think that can make a difference.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And those are the situations that make you feel good too. That's when all this hard work and all this time and effort that you're putting in, it's like, all right, I can keep doing this, because I'm sure you know it gets draining.
It's a lot.
It gets very draining.
It is. I mean, I work full time. I'm also an HVAC technician. So I mean, I work full time every day.
Yep.
Dude, when I get home, man,
right back to work again.
Yeah, till about midnight. You know?
Yep. It will absolutely, from one quote unquote influencer to another. It's you have my respect, I promise you, because it will absolutely drain you to no end. And it's those messages. And I tell people all the time, I'll get messages. I'll get a message or two every week, and then sometimes I get a message once a month. But those little messages, those people catching you out in the blue and saying, "Hey, man, I appreciate you doing what you're doing," that's when it's like, all right, kind of makes you grab another gear. It makes you find that little bit more energy to keep doing what you're doing. So hats off to all those guys that are out there reaching out for sure.
Yeah. And just to kind of echo what you just said, man, heck yeah, it does. We've had people comment, I mean, fellas eat up with cancer laying in the hospital. Like, I mean, they're just talking about how they're just living through us. They used to do that back in the 70s and this, that, and the third, and from Alabama and Virginia, I mean, all over the place. And
right.
Man, that's the coolest thing in the world. I mean, to me, it really is.
Yeah. I think the wildest one I had a guy from overseas somewhere in some country, and it was like, "Man, I love listening to your podcast. I've never done it before, but it makes me want to travel to the U.S. and do it." I'm like, holy crap! I'm reaching out to somebody overseas, man. That's like, you don't fathom that it's that easy to get that far with this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, dog hunting's huge in like Mexico and stuff. I never knew that. Right. A lot of them comments are in Spanish, and I'm like, gracias.
Right. Thank you.
No, that's cool though. It is neat. It is neat.
Right. So, and one thing I kind of picked up on too a few minutes ago that you said, it is funny, like when you kind of absorb that role. I guess that'd be the right terminology to use. You say, okay, hey, you accept that this is happening. That you've stepped into that spotlight of, all right, I'm setting an example. I'm setting a standard. It makes you think so much harder about not only every decision you make, but everything that you're saying, that you're doing, while you're editing, while you're putting it all out there. It really makes you crack down and be like, all right, is there any way that this can be taken wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It really makes you crack down. And I'm sure with your videos, I'm only doing voice, so I only have half that battle. You have the video side. I'm sure that you have things that are like, all right, this is obviously completely legal, this is ethical, this is perfectly fine, but can it be used? And it's kind of one of those deals of, all right, maybe I can edit that part out, or maybe, man, that was some awesome footage, but maybe somebody could misinterpret what just happened, that kind of deal. I'm sure you have to kind of find that balance with all that and while you're editing, correct?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we've had a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot. We usually pretty, on our P's and Q's.
Right.
But yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like, you know, Lane's got a sailor mouth when he's in a dang briar patch. You know what I'm saying? So, so there's a lot of editing that comes in when it comes to stuff like that. But it's funny, man. But yeah, especially back in it, we used to kind of let other people wear cameras and stuff here and there every now and then, and yeah, we've had to cut a lot of stuff.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So
no, 100%, man. It's yeah. But hats off to you for just everything as far as the channel goes and all that kind of stuff, man. It really is a joy to watch and a not only working the dogs, but finding a channel that is promoting the good and ethical side of what we do. And that's just so hats off to you guys, really.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So let's get back to the dogs a little bit, man. I had a couple little questions for you, getting closer towards the end of this thing, and I'm sure we'll rabbit trail here pretty hard.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick second and pause this episode, talk about our partners over at Elite Nutrition. Our Hounds guys, they're athletes. They give us their all each and every time they're cast. Elite Nutrition offers all natural products to give your dogs the natural benefits that they deserve. From the K9 Remove and all natural wormer to the Electro Boost paste for electrolyte replenishment, body fluid balance, and blood flow improvement, they also have products like Active Dog Powder for recovery and joint and muscle support, Essential Dog Powder for daily vitamins and minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, and enzymes, the K9 Lactate Powder for nursing dogs to help with milk supply. There are tons of other products to check out at CajunLights.com, and then click on the Elite Nutrition section to explore. When you get to checkout, and only at CajunLights.com, use the code HTElite10 to receive 10% off your Elite Nutrition products. Again, that's HT Hounds Tails Elite 10. So HT10 Elite 10 in the discount code section to receive 10% off of all your Elite Nutrition products only via CajunLights.com. I've been using their products, guys, for several months now. Cannot be happy with the results. That's pretty much all I run my dogs off of. So thank you, Elite Nutrition, for joining up with the Hounds Tales podcast and taking a step forward into this field trial world. Now let's get back to the results. So right now, currently, what's a dog that you're running right now that you don't leave the house without?
Rockstar Willie, man. Yeah, that's my right hand man, old Willie. Yep. That's my boy. He Waylon and Willie, which Waylon's the best. Waylon's the best dog I've ever put a collar on.
Gotcha.
100%. He unfortunately Waylon actually got killed in a hunting accident a couple years ago.
Oh dang, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but Willie's his brother, and man, I'll tell you right now, them two together, that was something to see.
Force to be reckoned with.
Yes, God, yes. It was tough, man. And old Willie, he's just, I mean, he's just smart, man. Like, I mean, just naturally, like, the dude's got a hell of an IQ, I swear to God. Like, he's something, man. He's one of them dogs, like, I just go over there, open the gate. He jumps on the tailgate. He's ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? When he gets in that box, he lays down. Like, he knows we're about to go on a ride. And he's just like, he don't give a dadgum about nothing in the world. Like, let him at him. He wants that deer, just as bad as I do.
Right.
Yeah. And
I noticed it seems like a lot of your videos, that's the first dog there. That's the one that, Willie done it again. I feel like I've heard that quite a few times on y'all's videos.
Yeah, and I don't know when this podcast is gonna drop, man, but I got 2 videos coming up right here that I'm working on, and man, Willie's showing out, man. It's good. I got one dropping later this week, and then I'm dropping one next, and man, the one next, this fella shoots a deer, and about 45 minutes later, me and Willie get over there. Willie trails that deer in the woods and ends up baying him up. The deer's still alive. Man, I run up in there, and I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Willie's a tough dog.
Now.
Yeah. That's my boy.
How old is he now?
Willie, let's see. He's about 4.
Okay. Oh, so you still got plenty of life left in him.
Yeah. He's 4 or 5. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
He's rather young. Like I say, yeah, he might be 5. But yeah, Waylon got killed like 2 years ago, I think.
Okay, I gotcha.
So yeah, and Waylon was young, man. That's, if you look at some of them videos, especially like there's videos like best jump shot.
Yep. I've seen that one. Yep.
That's a hammer video. That's Waylon in there, and he's
okay.
Waylon was a tough. I mean, I joke sometimes, say he was my spirit animal, man. Like he didn't give a rip. I mean, he just wanted a deer bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love it. Man, and people don't realize that finding those dogs that got it between the ears, man. When you find those dogs, that's the ones where it's like they're so fun to hunt over and so fun to watch work.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's neat. I mean, they're your pals. They really are.
Yep.
They're your pals.
Oh, 100%. Sure. My Vader dog is that dog that seems like my comparison to those two. He's 8, so he'll be 9 here middle of next year. So his years are getting close. But I tell you, when the weather starts cooling off, he knows, and his old self, gray in the muzzle, he gets excited. I took him and put him in the dog box the other day, and just to let him kind of jump around, get on up in there, and man, he's just as ready and willing to go as he ever was. So it's like, man, when that dog goes, it's going to be a heartbreak. And those are the ones that are super hard to. How do I put it? You put a standard on a dog after you have something like that.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you probably unwillingly do the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You're looking at the rest of your dogs, and you're probably like, "Daggone, these are good dogs." You know what I mean? But they're not Willie.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you kill a record book buck for your first deer. That's
right.
Every deer after that, it's like,
yeah, whatever, right?
But yeah.
You got anything up and coming that, as far as dogs go, that look like they might be able to carry the torch? I mean, you got a few years before you got to worry about the torch burning out, but.
I got some jam up females.
Okay.
Which they're all about Willie's age, ish. But so I got 2 black and tan females, Midget and Brownie, and Midget and Willie actually had puppies because Willie's a horny old dog. I'll tell you what, he daggum, he's always trying to make, man, he's something. But anyway, so I got a puppy off of him named Roscoe.
Okay.
And Roscoe's, he's doing pretty dang good, man.
Good.
He's kind of hard to catch. That's the only bad thing. Not for me, but for like other people.
Right.
So that's the only unfortunate thing about him. But he's really getting to where he can trail and jump and run his own.
Yeah.
So,
how old is he?
This is his second deer season.
Okay, I got you.
So he's pretty young. I mean, he's doing real well. I'm pretty proud of him.
Right. I got some off of my Vader dog that are right about the same age. This will be their second season. So first year didn't really impress me, but so much. But we're kind of hoping to turn the leaf on this year and see what happens. So
that's right.
We'll see where it goes. And I was kind of curious. I like hearing how other houndsmen do it. As far as keeping their program alive. You gotta. Whether we want to think of it as that or not, but it is a program. Like you can't go to sleep on the up and comers. You can get pretty comfortable with dogs, and I made that mistake. Vader and his whole pack, I raised them from birth, and I had a few of them start getting some things happening, and Vader's the only one left. So I had 4 good years of running 5 dogs that were all litter mates, and I was spoiled. Absolutely spoiled. I wasn't even thinking about the next phase of, bringing more up, and I lost track, and I'm trying to rebuild. So what is kind of your idea, or how have y'all always done it as far as bringing up the next group or next hound? Or has it been kind of a luck of the draw kind of thing too?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, honestly. I think the way I'm gonna do it in the future, I got this she's a fox, a black and tan foxhound, Brownie. I'm a probably breed her and Willie.
Okay.
I think would probably be my best move. And just kind of try to keep it going like that. Of course, some of the other fellas I hunt with, they got some real good dogs.
Right.
So if we can just kind of start doing that, kind of working together.
Right.
But yeah, no, and all, that's a good point. I need to start really thinking about that.
Right. It will sneak up on you, man. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you. I lost, and I think it was actually kidney failure on a few of them. I lost a few of them to kidney failure within about a 1.5 year span. I lost about 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, oh crap, I don't have anything left. Like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I still got my few, and I got a few of my pen dogs that can do a little bit of both, but I'm like, oh God, now I'm scraping at the seams trying to continue what I had, and that's where it's like, oh crap, man. Like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, it's hard to start over from nothing, 100%. That's kind of what happened. That's a big reason why Waylon and Willie was so important to me. Because this time I was fresh out of college. I was living in Beaufort, and my dogs was a couple hours up the road, and Dad had a lot of things going on. He's kind of ready to, I ain't gonna say ready to get out of it, but he was just like, he had his hands full.
Right.
Our best dog just died. Pretty much the whole pack was kind of fizzling down. I think we had like 2 dogs, that really didn't know too much of what they was doing.
Right.
So he's kind of just ready to kick the bucket on a little bit, like. But I kind of made the decision I up and left Beaufort, moved back to where they were, and I had some good friends of mine that actually put me on a fellow that had a jam up bloodline, and I went over there with $200 in my pocket, and I talked them into letting me get 2 puppies from them.
No.
That was Waylon and Willie. And that's about the time like YouTube kind of started building some traction and stuff like that. So it's like, and that's really the first deer dogs that I've ever like trained, like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, like tone breaking and like all of that stuff. Like, man, I'll tell you, like Willie, I do got a steering wheel on Willie. Like, I mean, he does exactly what he's supposed to do. Like, no ifs, ands, and buts. I mean, you couldn't, if you had an app to build the perfect dog, like, I mean, it'd be Willie. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Exactly what you mean. The Hounds Tales podcast is proud to announce our newest partnership with Dog Tight. Y'all watch it on video. Check out the hat. Be sure to check out dogtight.com, and when you are there, use our discount code HoundsTales15. That's HoundsTales, TALES, and the number 15 to get a 15% discount on any of your apparel that you get from dogtight.com. I'm sure y'all recognize the name, the Dog Tight song, Carson Robertson and Dog Tight clothing line has jumped on board with the podcast, and we are very, very excited to see where this takes us. So be sure, if you're looking for Dog Tight apparel, hats, hoodies, shirts, check them out, dogtight.com, and use our discount code HoundsTales15 at checkout to get 15%. All right, guys, let's get back to the episode. It's so funny. I remember taking a guy one time, and He'd never been before, and he's like, it was me. I had him, I had Vader, and then I had one of my other dogs, and I just casted them too. And I'm not 100% sure how you do it. I'll walk them into a block, and then when I get to a certain point in a block, I'll kind of get quiet and let them kind of fan out. I'll let them hunt it, do their thing a little bit, and the guy's like, man, they're like 400 yards away. And I said, all right, watch. I was like, this is what I like to do. And I started hiking again, and they both drew right back to me, and I moved them up the block a little bit. He goes, holy crap. He goes, I didn't think you could do nothing like that. He said, I just figure when they're out there, just go. I'm like, no. You got to have a little bit of control on these things.
Yeah. I'll tell you kind of my thing, once I turn them dogs out, honestly, like, I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all go hunt, and I kind of turn into I'm hunting. You know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying? Like,
okay, I got you.
I've had dogs by my feet, and kind of deer be coming to me. They'll see the dog. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
Yeah,
right.
I kind of go into that, assassin mode a little bit. Like I'm trying to find this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm going tree to tree. I'm getting in there.
Right. It's working for you. Yeah, 'cause y'all are killing something every time I see it turn to YouTube on. I can tell you.
Yeah. We do pretty good.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a heck of success ratio. That's for sure.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
You kind of mentioned the best dog you ever hung a collar on would have been Waylon, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So what had made him better than Willie then?
I'd like to see how they matched up right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Waylon, the rascal was just hard-headed, man.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just didn't give a rip. I'm telling you, like, he was a good, like, he was a good-tempered, like, well-mannered dog. You know what I'm saying? But, like, when it comes, like, you could just look at that dog and tell he's all business.
Yep.
And Waylon, the biggest difference between Waylon and Willie is Waylon had like a little bit colder of a nose.
Okay.
If you shot a deer, think you might have hit it, you was calling Waylon.
Gotcha.
Waylon's gonna go in there, he's gonna find that deer, and he's gonna bay him.
Gotcha.
And
gotcha.
Willie's getting to where he'll do that too, especially if he's by himself.
Right.
But if a female dog runs by, and then all of a sudden he's worried about her. You know what I'm saying? So if he's by himself, like, Willie will bait up too. But yeah, Waylon was usually the one that would trail. Like, he would get on that trail, and he'd jump that rascal. You know what I'm saying? What I've started to really notice right here in the last year or two about Willie is Willie's doing the same thing. He's trailing. But Willie don't start barking until it's hot, like hot.
Gotcha.
And then when you hear Willie bark, like, you better get ready.
Get ready, right?
Yeah. So, and it's but yeah, like I said, I'd love to see. They was Batman and Robin, but they was both Batman. You know?
Right. Yep.
Like, it was pretty neat.
I love that, and I get 100% with the. You talk about the being able to track him down, like if somebody got a shot on one and needed to finish it and get close to it, that kind of deal. I have a prime example of that. Just reminded me of the story, and I think this was last year. We had a group of dogs. It was 2 packs of dogs that got turned loose and ran it down to a bottom, and it was crossing over into another block, and these guys shot the deer as it was crossing over, and I mean, it hit the ground, but it got back up and moved on a little ways, so you knew it wasn't going to go far. And we were catching dogs at that crossing because we were just going to track it after that. And Vader come down the road. I said, let that dog go. And we let that dog pass, and sure enough, he followed it. And luckily he did, because that deer went a lot further than we thought it was going to, but he was able to lead us right to it. And if it wasn't for that, who knows if we'd have found that deer.
Right.
But that's the joys of having a dog you're confident in.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd make you proud.
Yeah.
That's a different type of feeling when your dog runs in there and does that.
Yep, 100%. Yep, 100%.
Yep.
So what's probably the biggest trait that you're looking for in a dog? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't, I don't really personally too much care about speed all that much. I've never been to a fox hunt, like a trial, field trials, nothing like that. That's just I've just never done it. I don't really know anything about it. But as far as deer hunting for me, it's gonna be that nose, that true nose, pretty much.
Agreed.
And I like that. I like them smarts too. Just a dog that's just straight up smart. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. Like Willie's got this thing. Like if I tone Willie, he'll come back and he'll actually find me in the woods. Like a lot of times he'll come back and find me and he'll just look at me and he's gone again.
Kind of check it in.
Yeah, and he goes and hunts another dang deer, and I mean it's like a repetitive.
Right.
It's like just stuff like that, just them smarts. I had a good friend of mine, Kinley. He has a dog he called Dixie, and I was hunting with him one time, and that dog, I shot a doe. It was a pretty long shot, but I didn't know if I'd got it or not. And that dog went in there, the dog stopped, and I was like, well, I must have got the deer,
Right.
I go over there, and I kid you not, that dog came and pounced on me, and like run a little bit, looked back at me, pounced at me, like she was like trying to get me to
lead you to it.
Yeah, and she led me right to that deer.
No kidding.
I've never seen anything like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, biggest trait it would be those smarts, man.
Yep.
That IQ of a dog, pretty much.
I could not agree more. They could be the coldest nose or the fastest dog in the world, but if they ain't got it between the ears, they ain't nothing to me.
Exactly. 100% agree.
Yep. So, let's look into the future a little bit for you. So I'm sure you get all kinds of invites. I'm sure you get all kinds of opportunities and hey, come do this, come do that. So where that you haven't got to experience yet, where are some states as far as deer dog hunting goes that you want to get to and go experience that if you haven't experienced it already?
Probably Virginia'd be a big one. I'd love to go up north like that and experience all that. Y'all got some pretty big deer up there.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So that'd be neat. Pretty much all over the place, man. I love it all. Whether it's a mountain lion, a bear, whatever. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all for it. And
I hear you.
Experiencing different things, meeting new people.
Yeah.
I think that's just sharpening all the tools in your toolbox, man. Learning new things from new people.
That's
something you learn from everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to get you up here then one weekend or 1 week or something like that here pretty soon. Hopefully it was not I ain't gonna get too deep into it, but it was not a good election day for us up here. So
oh yeah, I seen something about that. Yeah,
not a good election day. So hopefully we got some time left for the sport. But anyway, we'll have to get you up here, man, and get you to experience some of this mountain hunting. I don't know how many hills and mountains y'all have down in y'all's neck of the woods, but man, you gotta have some tough dogs up here. That's for daggone sure.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, we're pretty blessed with some big deer. I will give Virginia credit where it's due, man. We got some hammers up here. We're very fortunate with the size deer as far as horn wise go. The Hounds podcast is happy to announce our newest partnership with Low 10 Outfitters. If your kennel is looking for new apparel to rock to the next field trial or the upcoming hunting season, look no further than Low 10 Outfitters. They offer shirts, hats, hoodies, coats, and other accessories with custom logos for your kennel or your hound's name to go on. With top quality merchandise and long-lasting quality, you can't go wrong with Low 10 Outfitters. Now we are offering Hounds podcast apparel on their website at low10outfitters.com. Be on the lookout, guys. It's there. Go purchase it. We're We're live, guys. Go purchase it, low10outfitters.com. Click on the Houndstails section for your Houndstails apparel and the Houndstails Pin Series apparel. So thank you so much for Low 10 Outfitters for teaming up with the Houndstails podcast. Now, let's get you back to the rest of your episode. All right, so right here at the end, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I've really, really enjoyed this, man. Closing topic. Usually I kind of put a couple options out there, but from one, like I said, influencer to another, for lack of terminology, Yeah. What is something that you think we could, as a hound hunting community, can we do to improve on so that we can pass it down to, the next generation, to our sons and stuff?
Pretty much I would just go back to, trying to set a good example, and what that entails. And a lot of that, the main thing around that is the safety aspect of it. A lot of times, I'll see videos and people doing certain things, and I'm like, nah, like if you're hunting the left side of the road, everybody needs to be on the left side of the road. That way, when that deer busts across that road this way, you can shoot at him at that angle right there, where you're not shooting straight down the road at everybody. You see what I'm saying? Just little particular things like that, man, can save your life. What I'm saying?
100%.
This is, dog hunting is, if you ask me, it's the best thing in the world. But if it's not done right, it can be really dangerous too.
Agreed.
So I think, if and to anybody listening, they want to start a YouTube channel or a TikTok or whatever it may be, by all means, like, hey, I'm your biggest fan, bro. Like, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. It really is awesome. It's a lot of work, but take it serious, and understand that when you put yourself out there on that type of platform, you got a lot of eyes looking at you. So there's a level of responsibility that comes with that, and you really got to try to do the right thing and the safe thing. And it helps when you vocalize like what's going on. Right. And that's the big thing, because a lot of people don't know. Yep. Like they have no idea what they're looking at, so you got to tell them. Context. Absolutely.
Yep. I agree fully, and that's really great advice. Honestly, it really is. I can definitely respect the aspect of promoting more visual and using social media. So I like that. I can respect that a lot, man.
Yeah, appreciate that, bud.
Well, before we get off of here, man, you got any last minute shout outs or anything you need to rep before we get off here?
Nah, really. I'll just say, I'm just excited, man. This season, last season, everybody, around my area kind of struggled a little bit. It was just a slow year, a little bit. My God, this season here has been. I'm talking about we're hammering them, man.
I love it.
It's awesome. These next videos we're coming out with, they're pretty jam up. You know awesome. What I mean? Like,
I can't wait.
One of them, I kill one about 5 steps. Dad kills one, and then the next one, me, Lane, and Dad all kill one. So
there you go.
Dude, it's some pretty neat stuff. We're excited.
Y'all must have a big old freezer.
Man, we we eat a lot of deer meat. We fill our freezer. Both my grandparents, aunts, uncles, a lot of family friends, and then we donate a lot of it too.
I love that. Yep, I figured y'all probably did.
Yeah, we take care of a lot of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So where can, for those that listen that haven't found you yet, where all can we find y'all stuff, man? I know YouTube, and just give a shout out to the channel last here before we get off.
Yeah, it's YouTube on TKB, them Krisle Boys. If you just type in TKB, and you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming up.
Yeah, but y'all check that out, man. I'd appreciate it.
Cool. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a real honor. It really has. I definitely appreciate what y'all do, you and the family. It's really good stuff, and the hound hunting community needed something like this. And for those that haven't been able to reach out and haven't done so, I'll definitely speak for them on this and say, we appreciate what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for listening, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this one, and we will definitely catch y'all next week. And if you haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite listening platforms. Make sure to give us a like and follow on Facebook and TikTok as well, guys. So, all right, guys. Thank y'all so much, and like always, guys, happy hunting.